Hi guys, how are you? So today we're going to be learning how to draw a fish. So right about now you might have read the book or listened to the video of the rainbow fish. So this is just sort of an inspiration. It's always good to reference either photos that you can find on Google, and I'll share some of those with you. And it's also good to reference a good book. And that book actually talks about being kind, being generous, sharing, and how beauty is not everything, but it also gives us an inkling of how exactly a fish looks. So let's just go take a look. All right, so we can see this beautiful red fish over here. And you can notice, and we need to understand what are the parts of the fish. So those little kind of little things over there are called scales. So if you were to ever eat a fish, which actually fish are pretty yummy, when they're cooked, we don't eat the scales. It's sort of a harder surface that protects the fish. Over here, and over here, and over there, those are the fins of a fish. It has an eye. Let's go take a closer look at that eye. That eye is red, but it is a circular shape with a dot in the middle. Right over here, which actually I didn't mention in the other tutorial, but we should include our gills. Now the gill is where the fish, it opens and closes. So if you were to look at a goldfish in a bowl, you would be able to realize that the fish is able to breathe in and out through the gills. Now let's go check out that tail. So the tail is sort of like a fan-like, and this little tail right over here is not looking as smooth, but it is definitely a tail. And so it's important to know the different parts of the fish. We need to look at some other fish. So our rainbow fish, which we were using kind of sort of like an inspiration, is again, we see those beautiful scales. The scales are glittery. So we can do some of that when we're actually coloring it in and also maybe adding some glitter to it, but we're not there yet. It has the tail. Their tail is a little bit more like a fan. The upper fin and the lower fin, the eye. And let's go take a look at the real rainbow fish. Check it out. This is like amazing. Um, that's a real fish. Look at how the color gradually changes from a blue into a yellowish green and then a orange. And that just looks fantastic. That's like the shadow of the fish. Now let's go see this. This is a doozy. So this one will show you how fish come in different shapes, come in different sizes. Some of them are a little bit more plain than others. Some of them have dots. Some look a little bit thin, like sardines, and like this one up there. I'm not sure in the middle if that's like an eel. It looks almost like an eel. And then we're looking at all those fish, but they share the same things. They share scales, they share fins, they share a fabulous tail, they share the eye, and they have the gills that also breathe. Now we're focusing on the profile of a fish. So that means that when you're gonna draw it, you shouldn't be drawing both eyes. You only need to show one. So let's just pretend that I am a fish. You only see that one eye, and their eye is actually to the side, right? And the mouth is half mouth. So let's go take a look and try to figure out how we do that. So drawing a fish is very similar to how we would draw a human eye. It's kind of the same beginning technique, and then after that, it changes a bit. So let's just get started. So your paper, when you do this, you should use half of a paper, but I'm gonna show you on the whiteboard. So first you start with a frown. When the lips go like this, right? And then you go happy. Did you see that? We should try that again. Make sure you got it. Okay, it is sad. And then happy, right? And let's just darken that up so you can see it better. Now we have the tail. Easy way to draw the tail is making a C right there. And then you just go ahead and bring that into the middle. And then you bring the other one out and it's connecting. So it starts with a C and then you are connecting over here and connecting over here. Now we need to start with the face of the fish. So we are making a circle, right? And then inside the circle, you are doing a dot. That is the eye. You are separating this section by making a backward C. Now, something I didn't show the other guys, but I need to show you is that we talked about gills. So human beings, we breathe through our nostrils, our nose right there. and sometimes through using our mouth. Our fish, although they could be making bubbles, they are going to be breathing through their gills. So we're going to make line, curved line there. That is their gills. Okay, now we talked about the scales. Scales are something that we don't eat, but they do definitely protect the fish. Now, how you would do that? If we were to draw a U, right? And then kind of flip it to the side and make it like this, like a C, that would then become a side C, because C would be over here, right? So it could be like a side U, or you can consider it a backward C. That's maybe a better way of explaining it. So we're just gonna go backward C, backward C, backward C, backward C. Then you go to the next row, backward C, backward C, backward C, backward C, and backward C. And we're continuing that as we go along. And we're filling up that whole area. Hope you're with me right now, okay? And we're not connecting. So some of the people might be going like this. No, we're not doing, we're doing individual ones. Okay, now we're up to that beautiful tail. So I want to erase this part here because I'm going to need some space for my fins. And when we're doing the tail, we just have to draw a line going to the direction of that first line, another line going here, and then over here, a curved line. Because if we were to take a closer look at that tail, we would see sort of lines, right? Now, our fish need fins. So how we get that started is that we then do a slight curve, not over the eye, maybe a little bit in the middle, and we'll do a curve like that. Now, this part is the fun part. We just go like this. Wiggly, 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 wiggly. Let's do that again because it's kind of fun. And it also is very important to draw our fish. So let's erase it. Let's start again. So you have your fish, the face, that space, maybe 1 or 2 lines of the scales, and then that arch going up sort of like half an arch, right? And then wiggly, 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 wiggly. We're going to do that bottom one over there. That one is going to be a little bit thinner because if we look again at our fish, which is always worth looking at our fish, we notice that the bottom fish fin is much smaller and actually has 2, but we're only going to do 1. So we're just going to go down in a curved way, and then we're going to go wiggly, 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 wiggly. And again, you notice this one is bigger than this one, and that's okay. And then you are going to do a line, a line, a line. So we have 3 lines inside. We're going to do it in the bottom, 1, 2 lines. So then we are left with the fish. Now, when you are drawing this project, it is important that we understand the space that the project is going to take place. If we were to put the project, it would be in a piece of paper, which would be approximately, you would basically draw this with half a paper because we're going to be using a big paper. Anyway, that's it for today. Have an awesome one. Bye.